Hello, everybody, and welcome back once again. Another edition of Inside the Headset, Week 4, Game 5. We're midway at the middle of the season. I'm with the head coach of the Blackman Blaze. Coach, last Friday night, Mount Juliet Bears got your fourth win. Talk a little bit about the game.
We got ahead 35-0 at half. Probably the best half I've seen Blackman play in the 4.5 years I've been here now. Just held them to 25 yards of offense, scored 5 out of 6 possessions. Opening possession was a 12-play, 80-yard drive. Just executed well. Did what we're supposed to do. I mean, we're a better football team right now than they are, and we played with some passion. Played exceptionally hard, and also got an opportunity to play just a ton of kids. And so it was a good deal for Blackman High School.
As a coach, when you go back and you want to do that again and replicate that consistency, what are some of the things you and your staff try to do to try to explain to them, in order to maintain it? If you're a top performer, how do you not let that slide, Coach?
Practice. And we hadn't had a great week of practice this week. We've been average at best, which means we probably won't play as good tomorrow night. Unacceptable, to be quite honest with you. I mean, we hadn't practiced bad, but I don't think we've practiced with the desperation to get better. And we've explained that to our kids from day one, how you practice. They know how to practice. I thought we've had a little bit of a lack of focus this week. We're playing Stewart's Creek, which everybody knows is a young school, but you got to practice the same way no matter who you play. No matter if you're playing the Titans or you're playing whoever. But so we've had to get after them pretty good this week in practice. I mean, they're doing the things we ask them to do, but I just expect more. I expect great focus. I expect every time we walk on the practice field, it's a mission to get better. If you want to be great, that's what you do. And we've worked hard at practice, but we hadn't worked focused at practice. So we're going to get better at that because we're going to demand that we get better at that. So I know we're going to get better at that.
Well, you think it's just the simple fact, like you say, I mean, the Red Hawks and Coach Martin and new program, and we've seen kind of this trend of new programs, and we watched Siegel start up, we watched Blackman start up, we watched our friend over at Summit, we watched several people start up, and I think there's a lot of things, Coach, that even you've moved around a little bit and had an opportunity to coach at different schools. But then you turn around and some of the things and pieces and parts that were at one school may not be at another. And I'm just talking about logistics, whether it be the way the water, all the different. And you say, well, we had this at this school, and I think is that a lot of pressure on Coach Martin as you start to open a new school and go through that and go through those changes and try to get your mold within the system?
I don't know. I've never done that before, but to answer that
well,
long,
you don't. No, you
to answer
did.
that long
When
question,
you came here. Well, you did when you came here, because as you moved from Smyrna to
Christian
school, and then you came here, some of the things you had as core, and it's different at each place. I guess that's
sure.
right.
I mean, everything's different. Every school does things a different way. Coach Martin's been in a private school for 21 years, so I guarantee you he's a cultural shock going to a public school, first of all, for him. But the bottom line is they have a bunch of freshmen and sophomores, a few juniors, and like 4 seniors. And you're competing in this league, and that's just hard to do.
Yeah.
Coach Martin, obviously his success, you ain't got to say a word about how good a football coach he is, because his success says it all, So he's a good football coach, and they've gotten better. I've seen their videos from day one, so they have gotten better. They were ahead of Gallatin last week, 32-14.
So they've grown quickly.
Yeah, they've gotten a lot better, and they ended up getting beat, and things kind of fell apart at the end, and it made it look like it was a bad game. But they were ahead 32-14 in that game, and Gallatin is a traditional program. So he's done a good job there. I mean, it's just hard to win in our league with freshmen and sophomores.
And then the startup on top of that.
Well, sure, you start up, you don't get they didn't get equipment in late.
Right.
All that kind of stuff plays into that. But when it comes to Blackman High School, I don't care about any of that. That makes no difference. That doesn't affect the way you practice on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. It doesn't matter who you play. I mean, we have a lot of respect for Coach Martin and his staff. Coach Mitchell's the defensive coordinator there, does a great job. I've worked with Jeff for 4 years. He is a fantastic football coach. So they're going to be well coached. That's a game we should win. I mean, we can sit around and act like we shouldn't, but I mean,
that's the white elephant in the room.
That's the game you're supposed to win, and if they beat us, and we've done a poor job as coaches, a poor job as players of doing what we're supposed to do. Can that happen? Absolutely, it can happen.
Sure.
I promise you, Gallatin didn't think they'd be down 32-14 in the third quarter last week. So anything can happen. But I know the things you can control, as a coach and as players is how you work every day and the focus that you bring to work every day. You can't control what happens at Stewart's Creek or Smyrna or Laverne or any of those other schools. So we have to control what we can control, and that's how we do things here at Blackman. And at Blackman, we're going to do things a certain way, and our kids know what way that's going to be. This week they didn't get it done as much as they should have. Does that mean we're going to lose a football game tomorrow night? No, it shouldn't. But we're going to get better, and we're going to address that today. This is before practice on Thursday, so we're going to address that. We're going to address that little deal today. I'm going to expect great focus in our practice today because our kids. I'm honest with our kids. They know. I don't. Some people try to play mind games. That's not who I am. It's not what I do. I tell them the truth. Sometimes that's good truth. Sometimes it hurts your feelings, kind of truth. But I think
reality.
I think it's what you're supposed to do, and so. Our kids already know what I expect, and certainly we'll learn from this. We've had a ton of good weeks of practice, and we've gotten better every single week, and I think we've probably gotten better this week. It just hadn't been the way I wanted it to be. So
progression in other areas.
For sure. If you're not getting better, then you're getting worse. You don't stay the same. You can't stay the same. It's impossible. I think we did get better this week, but at the same time, still disappointed with some things, with some lack of focus I thought we've had. So we're going to work on that. We're going to get better. We're going to have a homecoming crowd tomorrow night. It's going to be an exciting crowd. Stewart's Creek, a lot of those students, I think 700 were rezoned from us to them. All of them didn't go. Obviously, upperclassmen didn't have to go, but so a lot of those students will be coming back here to Blackman.
Be a lot of chit chat, a lot of friendships.
Oh,
yeah,
sure,
they
absolutely.
understand. We understand. Yeah.
They have their sophomores. 7 or 8 of their sophomores are kids that did play freshman ball here. I think only 3 of their upperclassmen. I think 3 juniors played ball here as sophomores and freshmen and sophomores. So our kids know their kids, and their kids will be excited about coming back here and proving to us, they can play and all those kind of things. So it'll be a fun environment. Homecoming always is. We'll have a ton of students here. I look for us to play our best game of the year tomorrow night. That's what you expect. If you're not getting better, then you are getting worse, like I said earlier. So I would expect it to be a great performance by Blackman High School. We're going to refocus them today in practice and get after them a little bit, and we'll go from there.
Nicks and bruises. Let's wrap it up. Nicks, bruises.
Chase Murphy's out. Chase Murphy's out. Had surgery on his thumb last Friday. He'll be back by next week, playing in a cast. But other than that, I think we're relatively healthy. We got a few bumps and bruises, and may lose a little time with another kid on the shoulder, but he can play. Just depends on if I want to play him. But other than that, good to go, ready to play.
Tomorrow night at 7 o'clock, right here at the Inferno, and I'm sure it'll be a hot one as they'll welcome the Red Hawks into the 7 AAA. Y'all be here.